And we are back up in it.
We are here. Big day today. Big day today, folks.
Big day. Big day.
Big day. Not a small day.
I set up a bunch of hotkeys on my fucking OBS today, so I'm gonna be fucking around with those.
Oh my god. This is either gonna go amazingly or poorly.
It's OBS, so poorly is default.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Default factory settings for OBS is your stream goes poorly.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people like this is why this is why streaming is harder than your 9 to 5.
My god.
I couldn't get it out without fucking laughing. God damn it! The stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Stupid. My god. Amazing.
That's kind of like people who don't believe in unskilled labor, and I'm like, oh my god. It's not that it doesn't require effort. It's just that it's not the same. The average cashier at Walmart isn't gonna make it as a rocket scientist or a ballerina. There's certain things that have a certain amount of skill involved, and training, and stuff like that. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Someone literally trying to convince me that working as a graphic designer is easier than working at McDonald's. Like, you can train a chimp to work at McDonald's. I don't think you can teach him Photoshop.
You don't, yeah. Like, you don't need a degree to put the fries in the bag, unfortunately. No, dude, like, there are places now that are not hiring at all. Even, like, places like McDonald's and shit, unless you have a fucking degree. Which is, like, so ridiculous. Because it's like, the people who have those degrees are not going to be applying for McDonald's.
Yeah.
They're going to be applying for places where they, are actually working in the field that they've fucking spent, like, thousands of dollars. And
I mean, to be fair, it does depend on the degree. If it's like a communications degree, then yeah, they'll probably apply to McDonald's at some point in the future.
Okay, but like, damn.
I was gonna go for the low-hanging fruit of gender studies degrees, but I figured, we're better than that over here at the Black Blaze Collective.
Oh my god.
By the way, yeah, I don't know if I told you that I started calling it the Black Blaze Collective rather than just the Collective. I mean, I still call it the Collective for short, but like the Black Blaze Collective because it shortens to BBC.
I mean, is that what you're gonna change your fucking channel's name to?
No, I don't think so. But I think
Okay.
like have it like as the hub name, sort of the umbrella name.
Because
Black Blaze Entertainment is still like the official like business name essentially if it becomes a business.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just very funny. I love all the, because I also haven't showed you this, but the flag, like the Black Blaze Collective flag that I made for the reveal, the reveal of your model. The flag is ugly. Like
I haven't seen it.
The flag's in the video. It's in the video.
Yeah, no, but what I was trying to say was I haven't seen a close-up look of it yet.
Yeah,
I've only seen it, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a central focus in the video or anything. It's just there to kind of set decoration, right? But it's ugly as shit. I'm just gonna say it. I know that it's ugly as shit. I wasn't trying to make it pretty, because because I hid more stupid things in the flag.
My god.
Basically, all the colors, all the colors on the flag, their hex codes are something really stupid.
Oh my god.
Because I'm just such a fucking troll. Half the lore for the fucking channel is just making fun of the existence of lore itself. I'm so proud of that. Scott Cawthon taught me well.
I'm every single person I've tried to become a fucking dude has died.
Oh, I can help you out.
Yeah.
Okay, got you one.
Thank you. Also, I do have some really sad news.
Oh, yeah.
So, Jeff Garcia, I saw a post that Jeff Garcia, who was the voice of Sheen Estevez on Jimmy Neutron, was in the hospital, and it says that today he passed away. He was only 50 years old, mind you, as well.
Cancer, or do we know?
It says something like pneumonia or something, which is like insane. Like, did he die of COVID somehow? Like,
Hard to say. Damn.
I don't know. But it said that he like was in the hospital for like pneumonia or something. Like, it just sucks.
Yeah. It's like that whole fiasco with Salvo the other day of Marge Simpson's voice actress. I was like, except that
my
was
god,
him just not knowing who actually died. It wasn't the English voice actress. I'm just like, oh my god, bruh.
Yeah, it was apparently, it wasn't even the French voice actress. It was the Quebecois voice actress.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which, why they need a separate person for that, I don't know.
The dialect is different. It's not that different, but it is different. And the one thing I will say is that, like, Canada has a lot of rules around this stuff. I don't know specifically if it would impact this specifically per se, but Canada has a lot of rules about media and, like, having things in French. Specifically for Canada. Like, you can't, it's like you can't sell a product here unless it has both English and French written on it. Like, you just can't do it. You have to have everything in both languages. And as for, like, media, I don't know how it applies to media because I've never tried to get in. I've never tried to be on a Canadian network per se. But I'm sure there's something to do with, like, dubbing or subtitles or something, having to have a French option if you want to be on a network in Canada. Oop. It's funny, too, because we don't really have that many people who speak French. And even like, way less people that even speak only French. So, it's catering to a very small group of people. And that's the thing, is, like, that's the point of having a sort of, like, representative system in the US, for example, would be to be able to cater to minority groups and not just have the majority be the ruling class, essentially. But yeah. Nope. But no, guys. Democracy is king. We gotta do democracy everywhere for everything. That's not...
Totally.
That's not a bad idea on a large scale at all. Especially when it comes to rights. Well, that's why I don't like a lot of these, like, a lot of these people on the right who are religious and use religion as an excuse to say, well, you know, you don't get the right to get married because that's for straight people or whatever. It's like, it's for all people. Like, that's the whole point of rights, is that they're inalienable, they're uninfringible, they are something you are born with and cannot be taken away from you by man because they were handed down by God. That's the whole point. I mean, granted, I don't believe in God. I'm not a Christian, but I can respect the idea of a higher power. And in this case, for me, the higher power, instead of being God, would just be decency, you know, humanity, morality, Like, it's the right thing
Love.
to do to give people, yeah, it's the right thing to do to give people the freedoms that you yourself enjoy, if you can. Like, you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
And not stipulate, not
I
be
think,
an asshole on the specifics of the rights. Like, oh, you only have the right to marry someone if they're the opposite gender.
yeah,
Stupid.
it is stupid, and like, well, it just I was watching a whoops, I fell. I was watching a video earlier today about so do you remember the stuff with that guy's sketch that came out where turns out he was like an OnlyFans model like 2 years before he got famous, and he was like doing like, you know, gay pornography basically.
Yep. And he was like a preschool fucking teacher or some shit, right?
I don't know about that.
Or kindergarten?
But
I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember that from the video, but like he, you know, was basically like almost pushed to killing himself because he was so embarrassed about it coming out and stuff, and people were like literally treating him like he was fucking Satan.
Yeah.
For, you know, being an ex porn star basically, and it's just horrible. Like, what? Like, and it's not like people were treating it like he did something fucking illegal when all he did was 2 years prior he did OnlyFans, and then he hasn't done it really anytime since. And even if he did, it's not anyone else's fucking business. Like, if he's not involving anybody illegal in his fucking, you know, his videos, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that homophobia still exists. Like, it's 2025. What are we doing here?
It's current year!
Yeah. I know it's a huge meme, but it's like, well, genuinely though.
The thing is that like homophobia is always going to exist. There's always going to be discrimination based on differences between people, regardless of what those differences are, or what they entail. It's just, I think what's really crazy is like, just in general, the judgment of another person. And their value, I guess, to the world based on something they've done that has no impact on anyone else. Like, no negative impact. It's not stopping anyone else from being happy or enjoying themselves. I just think that's ridiculous.
Or committing a crime.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong, right? Like, if that's like
No.
if you're just doing some OnlyFans shit on the side, get your bag. Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah, I saw like Jared Leto, who like. He's notoriously like and somehow was still hired to be in the fucking God damn it. It was not like Jared Leto, who is notorious, like has people like hundreds of people who have come out being like, yeah, he like grabbed my boob when I was 14 years old at a 30 Seconds to Mars concert, or like, you know, he basically was having sex with my friend's younger sister after he was touring in our town. And also, you know, he's still hired for stuff like Tron Ares that just came out. Like, he's still, you know, but no, let's almost drive some like streamer to suicide because he was an OnlyFans model at some point. Like,
yeah, that's dumb.
With other people who were of age, mind you. It's just so fucking weird. I just don't get why it matters.
Yeah, I was thinking of this dude Michael Duvall, who was an OnlyFans model, or whatever, and he was making content at the daycare that he worked at.
Yeah, see, that's a problem. That's a fucking problem.
Fucked. And I mean, he was trying to claim like, oh well, I didn't think that this setting really played into it or anything. I didn't tell anybody that I was like a you know, a teacher or anything like that. It's like, actually, you did tell people you were a teacher. People knew exactly. Like, people were coming to you specifically because of that, and you know it. You exploited.
Yeah, that's weird.
You exploited that to grow your audience, to be controversial, and gain traction. And it's like,
yeah, no, that's weird.
It's creepy. You don't do that shit. And you know, he didn't do any explicit acts with minors, as far as we know. But you know, the adjacency is creepy and it's wrong, and you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, and any criticism you get from that, is totally warranted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if it comes out that like Miss Rachel was doing OnlyFans content and was like, you know, doing it on the set of her like internet show that she has. That would be weird. That would be weird. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
like how that one trans woman, can't remember her name, who like talks about transitioning procedures while at Disneyland.
oh God, Lily Tino.
Lily
Yep.
Tino, yeah, and then also
Yep.
does content as dressed up as like trans educational content or whatever, dressed up as Miss Rachel and
Yeah,
emulating her
that's weird.
style
That's weird.
while also advertising her OnlyFans. That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
no, that's gross.
And
and
the lawsuit
with
they're facing
Lily Tino,
is valid.
Yeah. The thing with Lily Tino though is that I just genuinely think like she's a grifter. Like, do I think she's an actual predator? No, but I think she does weird things in order to get money and views. Yes. But who knows? Maybe it will come out. Well, okay. There was the stuff with her taking selfies in the bathroom and with other people there and not even bothering to like blur them out. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and it's also like it's this whole like we should normalize trans people in public spaces and stuff like that, and it's I think on some level they're doing it because they're a bit of a creep, and on another level they're doing it because it's profitable. I don't think they're genuinely
Exactly.
identifying as a female. I don't think they have any actual gender dysphoria. I think they're just a psychopath who will do anything to make money.
well, I think they probably do have some kind of dysphoria because, like, I don't think you're actually able to get those types of surgeries unless you talk to, like, therapists and stuff about them.
Yeah, that stuff
like
is
those
really
kinds
easy
of,
to
like,
fix.
you know,
It's all just self-reporting, like your symptoms. There's no like
yeah.
there's no requirement for a clinical evaluation in order to get those things.
Yeah. Which that's a fair point. But I feel like I feel like a good therapist would be able to tell whether or not you're faking something like that, unless the other person, because you know they've studied symptoms for years and stuff, but I'm not entirely sure, right? Like,
What percentage of therapists are good, do you think?
I don't know. That's the thing. I would hope a majority.
I would, if I were to take a guess, I would say about 20%.
Damn.
I'm being generous because I feel like it's less than that. I think that most therapists are garbage. I really do. And that's somebody who believes in therapy and supports it and thinks it's one of the most valuable professions on the planet right now. Something we need a lot more of. But
Forensics.
yeah, I do feel that in general, therapists are mostly trash. It's sad. It's like doctors, like general practitioners in particular. I'm not saying all doctors. I would say specifically general practitioners are probably the most egregious in this case of being just garbage, just bad actors who don't care about their patients. And I think that you can start out as a good doctor and be kind of corrupted into being sort of a piece of shit, in terms of like, I don't know, just being jaded by patients who are obnoxious or the industry itself or whatever, right? Like there's tons of reasons that a person might become, less caring about their job. And of course, I think to be a doctor, you also have to have a certain level of disconnect with your patients in order to not be emotionally broken by the stuff that you see all the time and have to do as a doctor. Like, it's I feel like there's got to be some level of distance that you create from your work, which can lead to a dangerous mentality about it.
Well, and that's another reason why, like, you know, one of the things I'm like really interested in is criminal psychology, but I don't know if I could be an actual criminal psychologist because, one, I don't want to have to go back to college. I really did not like college. But also, I don't know if I could handle being exposed to that on a daily basis. Sure. It's a lot, and it's why, like, I don't like to seek out really horrible things on the internet. Obviously, like, you know, you go into, like, you know, morbid whatever on, like, Reddit and stuff just to, like, look up some, you know, interesting facts or whatever, but it's like, you know, I don't try to seek out things like that. It's why I was so disturbed by, like, coming across the Charlie Kirk video and the Irina video and how that shit disturbed me. I don't know if I could take that every day. I think that would eat away at me. Having to see videos and stuff like that all the time. It's also why I don't think I could go to mortuary school, even though I find forensics and morticians' work very interesting. One of my favorite YouTubers is a mortician, and I love her YouTube stuff. And her videos have honestly been kind of therapeutic because of my intense fear of dying and death. And she's trying to not normalize it, but try to add a bit more of, like,
make it easier, deal with, I guess.
Trying to make it, you know, just less scary in general. But I don't know if I could do that kind of work because having to see horribly disfigured dead bodies every day, I think would hurt too much. Like, you know, if I had to fucking be in, like, a cleanup crew and go pick up a body of, like, some elderly woman or whatever who had been dead for months and no one had found her and stuff, like, I would be a wreck. I could not take that.
Yeah. But I remember how I got onto this topic.
I don't know. And then talked about, like, psychiatry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're talking about Lily Tino and all that shit. I don't necessarily buy what she's selling.
No,
but
that's
you know,
totally fair.
I mean, I'm not going to sit up and deny her existence or deny her, like, you know, that, you know, outright deny that she could ever possibly have gender dysphoria. I'm just saying I personally don't believe that it's true, and it absolutely could be. I'm not a clinician. I'm not a clinical psychologist. I don't know these things. I can't give a diagnosis. I haven't done a clinical interview with Lily Tino. I have no idea, but just from my experience, it doesn't seem a robust diagnosis to me.
Yeah, it's just, like, it's hard to tell because, like, you know, she was openly, well, of course, but she was also openly candid about, like, you know, her getting her, like, facial reconstruction surgery, like the feminization stuff, and how it cost her, like, $10,000. Yeah, and it didn't do much. And I'm like, I feel like she does not make enough money to be able to afford that enough to be able to, like, I feel like that would have, like, it wouldn't just be a flippant thing someone would do. I feel like she would have had to be making a lot more money for that grift to actually be profitable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's just very confusing. I don't know.
And the thing that I would say is that if I were doing a grift, if I were to do a
If
grift,
I were a grifter,
this sounds self-incriminating. Like it sounds like I have experience.
if I
but
were a grifter,
just if I were a grifter, I would say that like just logically speaking, you could take advantage of a ton of various things to fool people, right? Like you could say, oh well, I went in for this facial feminization surgery. If you don't see the difference, you're a bigot. When actually you went in for some other surgery that was completely unrelated, and you're just pretending, essentially.
True.
You're just framing it as something that it's not. Or even, for example, maybe you're an actor and you happen to get a role on the set of an ER show, and they put you in a bunch of bandages and shit and makeup to make it look like you've been hurt or whatever. Like, and then you frame it as something else. Like, not that obviously that would come. If you were an actor, it would come out very quickly because you'd be in something relevant.
Yeah,
But
you could check an IMDb and find out, but I don't think that was the case in this time,
No.
just because her face was swollen for like months after. Like, ooh.
But I'm just saying,
I got the
if I was trying to get into the mind of a grifter, I think that's what would make the most sense. Because that's why I don't immediately discard or I don't immediately accept the well, she did facial feminization surgery as like a way that an absolute proof that she is 100% in like truthful in this whole thing, because it's like I just, again, the facial feminization surgery, it ain't done much.
I would not have paid $10,000 for that.
Yeah, if you paid $10,000 for that, get a refund.
Yeah, like it did not change basically anything. It made her face slightly slimmer, and I think fixed her hairline a bit. But
yeah, one thing that really bothers me too is that, like, you know me, I'm a very detail oriented person, and I have an eye for these types of things, visual things, and given that I could barely tell anything was different at all, that's concerning. Because, like, somebody posted a photo from a convention of them running into somebody cosplaying in a fursuit as Nick from Zootopia. And there was a community note saying that this was an AI-generated photo, and someone said, well, other than what was it? Other than something like what signifies this as being AI? Because I'm trying to remember what the specific thing they were calling out as being evidence of it being AI, and I can't remember what it was. But I looked at the photo, and it didn't take much sleuthing. I didn't pull it into Photoshop, but I looked at it and was like, oh yeah, well, the first problem we have here, like, the color saturation of the photo does not match the background of like the character doesn't match the background of the photo. The exposure doesn't match. The depth of field is off. It doesn't make any sense, especially given, like, you have you would have a pretty shallow depth of field typically for an indoor environment like that with not really good lighting. But the lighting on the character is really good and looks like studio lighting, which is also a problem because it doesn't match the lighting of the background. Of course, there's also the issue of there being no clear seams in the costume, no eye holes in the mask. The eyes themselves have no texture. They don't look like a real material that's being shot on a camera. And the tie is a huge giveaway, because the tie, like Nick's tie in that photo, is like lifted up like it's in an action shot, which makes no sense for a still candid.
What the fuck?
Like that, yeah. That's a very clear evidence of it being AI. And like the whole thing just doesn't looks. It looks nothing like, you just compare it to any candid photography at a con, and it looks nothing like anything else you'd see at a con, from con like a con photo shoot, and just passing someone in the hallway. So yeah, I was like, and I was like, and I said too, like, if I were to pull this into Photoshop, I could pretty much guarantee they didn't even bother to try and match the sensor grain of the camera. Which,
Jesus.
if you're a VFX artist, you know that every camera has its own unique film grain associated with its sensor, and when you're doing visual effects and compositing them into live action footage, you have to sample that existing film grain from your live action footage to put it over top of your composited like 3D renders and stuff, so that it looks like it's part of the same shot. Otherwise, it looks really weird and out of place. You also have to try and match the depth of field and the way that the depth of field looks, because every camera's depth of field is different. It's based on the lens, actually, but also your exposure. You have to, because not every lens has the same number of iris blades, so your depth of field is going to be different. And the size of the lens matters, the size of the sensor matters. There's a ton of these things that are important. And AI can't even get the most basic elements of that correct. Plus, and this is the thing I'm going to really break to people, AI doesn't do metadata the same way. You're going to have issues being able to fool people, because you won't be able to provide the metadata of the original file.
I open the door.
Okay, yep. Like, unless you're going to give me a raw image with the raw XML data, I'm not gonna buy your little thing. Okay, doors open.
Okay, coming down.
Boop. I thought I had that head, but not. Oop.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm coming. Oop.
Whoop. I was trying to fucking put down a goddamn health bag, but...
Med bag, yeah. Or first aid kit. A first aid kit?
First aid kit.
Yeah.
I got a lot of intel to go through.
I got a lot of intel to go through. Okay, I'm so excited. We need to go play the old piece now.
Yes, let's do it. Mosh time? That's funny.
Alright. Let me swap over to some Warframe. Whenever the game decides to close. There we go. So, before I do fully get into Warframe, I'm going to have to set up my... I'm going to have to change the stream settings real quick here. Go over to Warframe.